Hi, everybody. This is Holland Martin. Thanks for joining me today. And I'm here with Mississinewa sophomore point guard, Donavin. Donovan has just competed in the 3A regional at Newcastle over the weekend, and they came out with a 79-43 loss. Donovan, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell us a little bit about what happened at that game, the regional game against Leo.
We just didn't come out firing. We usually come out like shooting amazing, and then we come out. This is probably our worst shooting game the whole career, and we come out with 3 straight turnovers, and they score, and we can't get a stop. They got these big dudes. They like six. There's 2 6'8" ones, and then their guard's pretty good. He can facilitate, he can score. Our game plan was to sag off a 25 because he hasn't hit a shot in a minute, and then he hit 3 straight threes. And it kind of brought our whole confidence down, caught our timeout, and from there, it got worse. And then towards the fourth quarter, all the seniors came in, and they had fun. They tried to do their best to come do what they did. And we tried to compete. We competed. We didn't fold on each other. We had each other's backs. I mean, we stayed as a team. We didn't crash each other down, none of that. But, yeah, it was just a bad loss.
That's how it should be, man. You know, you win and lose in athletics, but in the losses, that breeds that motivation for the off season. You know, I'm going to work harder. I'm going to learn the game more and things like that. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. Here, the guys' last win, you guys finally got a sectional championship after, 50-some years when you beat Norwell 49-45 at Friedenberger Court. Tell me about the excitement that was for the student body, the community, and everything, man. How did that feel?
It was a different feeling. Like, never had that feeling before. And only being a sophomore, starting a sectional game, as soon as the game started, butterflies all in my stomach. I didn't know how to act. And then we come out, we do our thing. We compete. We was ready for the war, for real. And we started doing our thing. And then came out with the dub, and then as soon as that clock hit 0, it just it was a different feeling. It was amazing.
It's nothing. You can't put into words the feeling that you have when that clock hits 0 and the crowd is yelling, and it's good to have some crowds in there again with all the COVID mess and all that. But it was, it's just an exciting feeling for that community. So, and you guys hadn't won anything like that since the 50s,
52.
53, 54, something like that. But and you guys, that year, they ended up going to the regional and the whole Milan miracle. If they had to beat Muncie, they would have played Milan, but that didn't happen. So let's backtrack a little bit more to your coaching staff. How does Coach Reed and how does he relate to the players? And what do you think about how things are with you guys?
He is a great coach now. He towards the beginning of the season, we had to work on some stuff. He had to work on some stuff, and we came out the beginning of the season not doing very well. It was probably just a bad start. Him thinking, I know he kept saying, we're confident. I know we're going to win this, but I feel like deep down he felt like the season was over with. And then when we finally got that win, it felt something click. And at practice, we started doing it his way, and then everything just got exciting from there. And we went, did big things. I feel like we could have went longer, but, it happened.
And that's the thing. As a young player, if you just buy into the coaching, because the coaches have been there, done that. I've been on both sides. When you buy into what the coaches are giving, you give 100%, good things almost always happen. And it's good to hear that, the team bought in and good things start happening. Because I noticed you guys had after that initial start early in the year, you guys had a big 8-game win streak. Yorktown beat you guys, then Madison Grant beat you. But right after that, you beat Kokomo. 4A school and all that, and you went on a nice run in January. Didn't lose any games in January, and then early on in February, you kind of lost to Blackford. Talk to me about that 8-game win streak and being able to string some wins along there.
Yeah, towards the eighth, like the loss against Madison Grant, something hit us about right there, and we should not have lost to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did beat them in Grant 4. We came back and ended up beating them in Grant 4 for the championship. But that 8-game win streak, man, it was exciting. We're thinking at the beginning of that, after we beat Kokomo, it was just another win. We didn't feel anything. We're just like, it's another win.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep winning. About our 5th game, we really can do this. We can really go far.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then our 8-game win streak, we just we all clicked as we knew we were a team. We know we could go somewhere far. And we did that. We accomplished that. And yeah, we went where we did.
Nice. So, like I said, no losses in January, but then you met Blackford. They have that kid Brown. He can shoot real good. Talk to me about that game, and what do you think about the Brown kid over at Blackford?
That was my first game starting varsity. Okay. After that 8-game win streak, coach seen that I could actually play basketball, because everything, practice, I was doing crazy. And then now I start against Blackford.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little nerve-wracking because he's ranked. I mean, he's a great player. He's an amazing player. He can shoot from everywhere. Mm-hmm. He can dribble, facilitate. He's a great guard. After that game, we got close. After that game, we started texting. We were close. We work out and stuff like that. But that game, it was exciting. Boy, I had a face guard him the whole game. Very first shot, he comes past half court, one step past half court, and hits it. Woo. And it kind of it shocked me a little bit because I'm face guarding him the whole time, and I'm like, he can shoot from wherever, whenever, and I'm shorter than him, so he can shoot over me. But then I had to take in mind that I'm quicker than him, I could jump higher. So
that's it.
He dribbles, I can stay in front. Then he had 10 points, I think, in the first half. Well, yeah, he had 10 points in the first half on me. Coach took us out, took the good 2 defenders on. Well, everybody's a good defender, but the best 2 defenders, me and Hayden, he took us out.
Yes.
And he comes out at halftime firing. He hits in every shot. I think he ended with 38 points and had 10 at halftime. But yeah, he's a great player. In that game, we couldn't really do any much. Nothing was falling for that game either.
So like you said, he was like the NBA All-Star game, like Curry and Lillard, one step over, bang. That was exciting the other day. I really like looking at that All-Star game.
Yeah, me too.
But, it's good. I love playing against top competition. Yeah. I want to play against a top 50 guy. I want to play against a top 100 guy. That lets me know where I'm at, So it's good that you were able to get your first start in and take off from there, really. So let's move on. Now, you did have a loss to Delta and then another little loss to Frankton. But you had a little win here or there, but then you met Noblesville at the end of the year. And Noblesville was coming off a last-second shot, lost to Marion, and I knew that they would be primed to play you guys. I'll talk about that Noblesville team. They were more athletic than I thought.
Yes. So they come out thinking like that. They're about to just demolish us, though, because we listen to them talk. We watching the news and everything. Mm-hmm. They're talking about we're not a good team. So they're basically calling us scrubs and stuff, like we're not good. And they come to the game, and we start with a 5-0 lead, I believe so. And then we come down, hit a shot. We're locked in. So then we're doing this, and we score. They score. We keep going back to back. And first half was probably the best half of our whole career. Good. Second half, they came back firing. Like, I don't know how many shots. I don't think they missed. But the game was amazing, and knowing they coming off that loss off a buzzer beater, we know they was coming to play. Yeah. We was getting a war.
You guys only lost by 4 points, 48-44. Mm-hmm. So you gave it all you had to a game team. Now let's transition. I think that was the end of the regular season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Going into the tournament, or going into the end of part of the season, you met Oak Hill. Had Oak Hill, Heritage, and then Norwell. Talk about that 3-game winning streak going in through the tournament. Did you feel as though you could, go all the way?
Yeah. Beginning, Coach knew he was going to win the sectional. He felt it, like that was going to win that. And he wanted to win a regional. He said, when sectionals, win regionals, and see where we can go. He knew we could do it. So we play in Oak Hill, and we get off to a good start. They get off to a bad start, honestly. Then by about the fourth quarter, they start hitting shots. Beagle, number 15, he's a sophomore. He's a great player.
Yeah.
He was just doing him. He had buckets. He was making sure he do what he do. He got his. But yeah, we came out with the dub, and that was the lump right there. If we got over that lump, we were cruising the rest of the sectionals.
And that was true because next you had Heritage, and you beat those guys by 15 points, 76-61. Tell me how that game went, and were things clicking on all cylinders, and you win by 15 in the section.
So our best shooter, Lennon Swanner, of course, he comes out hitting like 6 in a row threes. They're playing 2-3. We love 2-3 because we can shoot all day.
Oh yeah.
So they're coming out in a 2-3 and they're hitting. I mean, Lennon's hitting. Then Tay, we're dumping down to Tay. If they step up, finish. McClung, great player too. So we're coming out hitting on all cylinders. It's like a great game for us. And about, I don't know, maybe it was like second quarter with like 2 minutes left. About a minute, we gave up like 4 or 5 buckets straight. So they're thinking they're coming back in the game. We go in the locker room pumped. Coach says they can stay with us for a half, but they can't stay up for the whole game. So we come out firing again. And by the fourth quarter, we're up by 20. So we put our JV in, and they try to do their thing in there. But they gave us some points. So I feel like we could have beat them by more, but we try to have a little fun,
Sounds like you have a great coaching staff over in Gas City, Donovan.
Yes, sir.
I've always heard great things about Coach Reed. Just keep those things going, man. Now, let's go into the future. The season is over now. It's a lot of emotion, a lot of things going through your young minds. It hasn't been long since you lost a game, but what motivation do you have for the off season and for your junior year coming up?
I just make sure I stay in the gym every day. I try to get in as much as I can. So I haven't had a day off. So we lost regionals, and the next day I had I had an AAU practice. D1 Indiana. That's where I'm about to play. So we're playing there, and me and Hayden, the other junior that I'm playing, he's came and played with me on D1 Indiana. So I feel like he'll be a senior next year. I'll be a junior next year. So coming into next year's, I feel like me and Hayden got to do everything. Like we probably don't have anybody, so we have to do the work. We got the 8th graders coming up, a couple big ones. But, other than that, we got to.
How does
our
the
8th grader
team look? Yes.
Oh yeah, they're good. They be doing their thing, but they got the big man. I think his name's Jackson. Maybe. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I believe so. But he's like big, bulky, kind of tall, especially for an 8th grader. He's good in the post, like great in the post.
Good.
He like spin move perfect. He can shoot everything, like all cylinders.
Some development here.
Okay.
Well, now let's go into obviously you're the son of Marion great Andre Betts. Talk about some of those pressures. He was such a great player, and you're right in the position to do those things that he did. Do you ever sit back and think, I'm at the same age my dad was when he made a name for himself. Now it's my turn. Have any of those things ever went through your mind?
All the time, actually. So I don't really have pressure on me because I know I can do it, but I also do because I can't mess up the reputation for the name. So, he still holds the assist record at Marion. He's doing his thing. He went to do his thing in high school, moved on to college. Went to Tennessee Martin.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's a very good friend of mine. We've had some great moments off the court and things. Always going to love Andre. Always going to love your uncle as well. And Miss Dolores. Great people. So have you got any letters? I know it's just sophomore year, but what are you thinking after high school?
So I want to keep going with my basketball career. I want to go play D1 basketball. And that's plan A, of course. But plan B, I want to be a veterinarian probably. But
Veterinarian?
yeah.
That's good stuff.
So, but yeah, I just like, glad you said that because like 2 days ago, I think I got an interest letter from Ball State. They told me they'll keep in touch and they'll keep they'll come to do what they do, like what they're supposed to do. Recruiters are supposed to do. But yeah, I got my first interest letter the other day.
Good. And the main thing is keep your grades up. Maybe keep in contact with the school and everything. Good rapport with them, and sky's the limit for you, man. There's nothing you can't do, bro. I'm telling you, the world. Once we get out of this COVID mess, it's going to open back up. The world is your oyster, man. There's nothing that you guys can't do right now. You got all the computers, the tech. You can make your own businesses. You can work for someone else. There's so many options out there for you. You could become a veterinarian and open your own facility, things like that. I think we'll wrap that up, man. We didn't want to keep you too long. But first of all, what kind of grades do you have?
I think my GPA after this will end up being a 3.3.
Okay.
It's not amazing. It's not a 4.0, but I mean, it's not terrible at all.
And you can work to get that up.
Yeah, I'm only a sophomore. My freshman year, I came in thinking high school was going to be easy, like a piece of cake. And it was not. I had the wrong mindset. And then COVID hit, so everything messed with me. Then I had to do online. And, so I started getting not F's or D's, but I started getting a C and stuff online. And it started to mess with me. And I have to get back up, my grades back up.
Let's touch on that a little bit. Talk about some of the pressures of, and I know you're a sophomore, but that 8th grade mindset coming into the big leagues of high school and that adjustment, academic-wise, social-wise, that you have to make come from RJ Basket to Mississinewa High School. Even in the Marion High School, which I'm involved in, there's a learning process. Could you talk about that process of going from 8th grade to high school?
It was different because I didn't go to RJ Basket. I went to McCullough. I was at Marion, and I transitioned in. I went into Marion for my freshman year. So half my freshman year, I was at McCullough. I'm at the high school, Marion High School. I love that place. I will always love it. I'll have respect for it all the time. Towards basketball season, and like a couple days before basketball, I end up transferring to Mississinewa.
Okay.
And no reason at all. I just felt like I needed a new home, But I'm still not comfortable yet. It's not satisfied yet with myself or none of that. So working to be the best I can be. And I try to do that. No disrespect to James or Jalen at all, but going into Marion, I can't start my point guard. Start season. Because I know Jalen, that's the son. Great player, great basketball player.
Yeah.
So I had to make my move and go to Mississinewa and see where I'm at.
And that's an honest statement by you, because Marion is a sports town and we love our sports heroes, but there's always the guy on the bench that maybe thought he could get a little bit more play time, maybe thought he could get a little more shots. Guys transfer cross town to Mississinewa and Oak Hill and things of that nature. Guys go to prep schools in Fort Wayne. It's not easy playing in Marion, especially with superstar players and coaches like we have. And it's definitely an adjustment to look in the mirror and say, hey, I can't get my development there, so I'm going to take it across town to another school. And I think, honestly, you are a Mississinewa Indian. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're a purple and gold guy. But I think these next 2 years, I think you're a Mississinewa Indian, man. I think you can take that program and make it your own. So you won't have to live in the shadow of things here in Marion. You have your own light in red and white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that you can look forward to and aspire to, I go back all the time. I remember just going back to your dad a little bit. It's on YouTube when they played Pike in '98. And I can always remember we were ahead with 1 minute left. Then they pulled Zach out to the 3-point line. Layup, layup, layup. Next thing we know, we down. And there's a shot even in the Chronicle Tribune. And I was in the stands. Your dad had this look on his face at the end of the game. Like he was just ready to choke somebody. I will always remember that look on his face. It's been 23 years. But he loved the game so much, you know what I mean? And he wanted to be great. You know, he wasn't the tallest, but he was strong. He can come up and he dunk on your ass too. Excuse my, you know, he would come up and he would dunk on you too. So there's some, you know, there's an aspiration, but also a respect. So I'm just glad to be, like I said, a part of it, being able to get the voices out of athletes. And for me, it's not just Marion. I want to be able to get a Chance Young on there. I want to be able to get a Tyreek McClung on here. I want to be able to get a Landon Swanner on here, you know, to let all of Grant County, because what I feel is, and you know, no one's dumb. We hear things, we see things in the community, but sports is what brings Marion and Grant County together. And I just want to do my part. And again, I want to welcome and thank Donavin Betts for joining us today. Anybody out there listening, like, comment, and share. Put down here, who do you think you would like to see next? Who would you like to see me interview? And we'll make it work. But again, I want to thank Donavin Betts, Mississinewa, sophomore point guard. Big things are coming for you, brother. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. See ya.
All right. Take care, brother.
You too.